Hello everyone, my name is Kadek Dipa Prasetya. Today I will present material about the current conditions of education in Indonesia. Before I start this presentation, I will tell you some topics that will be discussed. The first is definitions of education. The second is the reality of education in Indonesia. The third is several factors make it difficult to improve the quality of education. The fourth is efforts are being made to improve the quality of education. Without lingering for a long time, we just start material about current conditions of education in Indonesia. Definitions of education. We certainly know what is education. Education is the conscious effort made by educators through guidance, teachings, and training, so that students experience the process themselves toward being achieved. This era of globalization, devote to parents, teachers, and devote themselves to society. Education comes from the basic word student, which means to maintain and provide training, teachings, guidance regarding morality and intelligence. Do not let the good or bad student's achievement only be burdened on the teacher. It's not like that. Every student's achievement will decrease. It's always the teacher who becomes the center of the problem. Even though there are many factors that affect student achievement, not all because of the teachers, such as parents, the environment, and himself. Especially the role of parents themselves for elementary, junior high, and high school age. Children must be monitored and supervised after returning from school and being at home. Whether it's the portions of learning or playing, this anticipates children from getting along and falling into free association. Because environment or factors are very influential factors to support the formations of the student's personality. The reality of education in Indonesia. The current reality is very sad, especially in Indonesia. There are many students who do not have virtuous personalities. Many students in Indonesia have not formed their characters and personality, especially in the current era of globalization. The personality of students in Indonesia is getting more complicated case by case. It is increasingly becoming a case of students starting and the teachers being bullied by the students. This event should not have happened. This is the problems that occurs in the world of education. It is really ironic that it needs to be resolved to its roots. Solve this problem at home. Students must be taught manners, taught gentle speech, and the most important thing is religion. The students will be good and have morals when the students obeys all religious rules. All religions teach goodness and all religions teach love and affection. All of these aspects must collaborate to become strong horse to build education to produce superior seeds for Indonesia futures in the future. From year to year, science and technology is growing and advancing. Developing countries and developed countries to compete in the field of technology. Indonesia must be able to compete with other countries. We need to know that a country is said to be developed if the education in that country is also advanced. How about Indonesia? Indonesia students today, the awareness of students in their learning obligations has been lost. They just want something instant without trying hard. They know really more on the internet. They depend on the internet as a result when exams or semester their grades are very unsatisfactory and have to follow remedies to improve grades. Several factors make it difficult to improve the quality of education. The policy for implementing national education use an educational productions functions approach, which is inconsistent. Centralized and Java-centric educations implementations, bureaucratic decisions in this case almost touch all aspects of the school, which sometimes do not match the conditions of the school. As a result, the students, I mean, the school loses its independence, motivations, and initiative to develop its institutions. Community participations in education management is still lacking. Community participations in education is only financial support. What is more important is their participations in the education process, which includes decision making, monitoring, evaluations, and accountability. Efforts are being made to improve the quality of education. Once increasing the education budgets, the government is responsible for covering the cost of education for citizens, both public and private, because education is a benchmark for the progress of the nation. Number two, good education management must pay attention to the professionalism and creativity of educational institutions. Number three, free the school from the business atmosphere. Know what school are pretending to be school when in reality they are only doing business that enrich certain individual so that it deviates from the purpose of education. Number four, improve the curriculum. Curriculum preparations should consider the potential of nature, human resource, and existing infrastructure. Democratic education must equip citizens with solid foundations in socio-economics, encourage responsibility and courageous actions in all fields, combat the abuse of propaganda. Number five, religious education. Religious education is not one of conveying dogma or knowledge of one religion to students, but as internationalizing the values of kindness, humility, and love. Number six, education that trains critical intelligence. A critical and tolerant attitude will stimulate the growth of social sensitivity and sense of justice. Therefore, it's hoped that it will be able to overcome the social, cultural, political, and economic crisis of this nation. Number seven, teachers and performance. Teachers should be more creative, innovative, skilled. They are to take the initiative and have clear political states. Number eight, improve teachers' welfare. Teachers are the dominant factors in the implementations of education. Therefore, effort to improve teachers' welfare needs to be increased. Thus, teachers are not only required to improve their knowledge and quality of teachings and produce good output. Thank you for listening my presentation's material. I'm sorry if I made a mistake.